Swimming and fishing in Manila's public waters were daily activities back then. Now that industrial development has taken place, people might think twice before diving into the pools filled with suspicious liquid and unidentifiable floating objects.
Today, waste management is a recurring problem in Manila, and it is clearly present in our public waters. Once teeming with life and a source of culture, these bodies of water are now turbidly gray to black color and are now mistaken for seas of trash.
The Estero de San Antonio de Abad is an example of a polluted river that is located along Leverisa and is connected to the Manila Bay. In the inspection that happened last January 11, 2019, with Environment Secretary Roy Simatu, its river water was sampled and was found to have 1 billion most probable number per 100 ml coliform level, compared to the 400 most probable number per 100 ml standard of navigable waters or Class D. This may be the product of improper waste management from residential, municipal, and commercial sectors around the area.
Determined to change the current situation of the river, this team of researchers aim to analyze the problem to different societal perspectives. These perspectives will give a thorough understanding of the situation and will help in formulating solutions to mitigate the problem.
The team performed interviews on barangay officials and residents to shed light on the current situation of the waste management system of Barangay 713 and how these have affected their lives. These interviews served as guides in creating the framework for the solutions formulated by the team and will also guide them in evaluating the effectivity and success of their proposals. Let me present the members of this team as they discuss what they have thought of so far.
Good day, I am Dana Abada, and I am a representative of the Department of Environmental and Natural Resources Environmental Management Bureau. One of the specific problems that need to be addressed is the lack of strict implementation of waste segregation and waste collection schedule. Due to the lack of a generally accepted and known waste collection schedule and the lack of proper waste segregation management, the residents of Liveriza do not separate their waste into different categories and instead put all of their waste from their household into one container. Additionally, the lack of a followed schedule for waste collection brings confusion to the community. This can cause waste accumulation that may later lead to improper waste disposal in the streets and even in the water bodies of the area. It is also apparent that there is a lack of awareness in the community regarding the existing laws in the Philippines related to waste management and protection of bodies of water, such as RA 9003 or the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act of 2000, which mandates waste reduction practices through reuse, repair, recycling, and requires separating the waste from the source, and RA 9275 or the Clean Water Act of 2004, which aims to provide a comprehensive management program for water pollution focusing on pollution prevention. From these, we decided to evaluate and propose appropriate solutions for this specific problem as it may be one of the causes in the pollution of the nearby water body. For the improper waste segregation in Leveriza, a possible solution is to strictly implement their local policies on the segregation of biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste as well as the schedule of their collection. Additionally, for the safety and health preservation in the area, we propose a revision in the local policies. The addition we propose to the policy would be a different bin or a garbage bag for toxic waste such as medicines, batteries, dried paint, old bulbs, and dried shoe polish. If implemented properly, the biodegradable waste consisting of leftover food, vegetable peels, etc. may be put in a compost pit and the compost could be used as a manure for planting, while non-biodegradable waste consisting of aluminum foils, plastics, cans, metal, glass, and paper may be surrendered to the MRF of the barangay for recycling. For the proper and strict implementation of this proposal, there should be an approved, permanent, and generally accepted schedule for the collection of waste. An ideal schedule would be Mondays and Thursdays for biodegradable waste and Wednesdays for non-biodegradable waste and toxic waste. For the proper differentiation between the bags containing non-biodegradable waste and toxic waste, we suggest that the barangay organizes a garbage labeling policy. An example of this is through color coding. So, as garbage bags are usually of the color black, bags containing toxic waste can be of different color or can be tied using a differently colored ribbon or a different colored bag. For the success of this proposal, it is essential that the residents of Lavarisa are well informed about the specifications of the policies concerning waste segregation and waste collection schedule. Information dissemination through flyers, handouts, or even online platforms on the separation of biodegradable from non-biodegradable and toxic waste, what they consist of, how they should be properly labeled, and when they are going to be collected. Information dissemination of the Philippine laws related to waste management and protection of bodies of water such as RA 9003 or the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act of 2000 and RA 9275 or the Philippine Clean Water Act of 2004. The residents should be made aware of the possible effects of not abiding by these laws and local policies to the environment, especially the creek in their area.
I am Corinne Yu, an environmental consultant that seeks to find a possible solution to the improper waste management along the barangays near Estero de San Antonio de Abad. Improper segregation and collection of waste have been a problem to many barangays for the non-strict compliance to the laws and orders that were given. Due to this, biodegradables and non-biodegradables end up mixed together when they are thrown away. With this type of problem, a remedy has to be taken place in order to ensure not just the well-being of the people in the community, but also the environment that they are living in. As a result, the group suggests programs to be instilled within the barangay by the barangay chairperson for it to be implemented as early as possible, in such a way that the chairpersons must also be knowledgeable and aware of what is going on in the area for projects to be implemented. A materials recovery facility is one of the possible solutions for this problem. It was mentioned by the chairman of Beautification and Cleanliness, Kagawad Harry Huarte, during his interview that in a recent project of the new barangay chairman of Barangay 713, an MRF was recently established near the barangay hall. However, resident Ms. Patricia Padayao mentioned that it is only intended for plastic bottles. There is a small container for residences of the barangay would shoot their plastic bottles in and are set to be collected weekly by the person in charge. The group suggests that it would be best for the barangay to widen the scope of materials that will be accepted by the MRF. In this way, the purpose of the MRF would be maximized, enabling the barangay to gain more opportunities as well as the funds that they could get from the end products. Materials such as paper, plastics, aluminum, and steel, and biodegradables as well. The group also recommends the barangay to promote segregating in each household in such a way that non-biodegradable materials may be sent directly to the MRF for sorting and reprocessing. Alongside having an MRF, self-discipline among citizens of Barangay 713 must be imprinted within them as it requires collecting, segregating biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste in their household before bringing the materials to the MRF. Having a body of water that serves as a destination of sewage from each household beside the barangay is pretty much delicate, especially if it leads directly to the big ocean. Plastic bags, sachets, plastic bottles, and other household waste may be dragged in this body of water whenever they are not disposed of properly. The RA 9003 has pushed the establishment of sanitary landfills and MRFs in local municipalities and barangays in the country. However, in a report on community-based recycling assessment by the DENR, the CBSWM mentioned that the MRF could give an eyesore and stenchy odor to the community. The barangay could act on by keeping the location clean as much as possible to avoid the negative impacts that it may generate. In terms of space, the barangays near Estero de San Antonio de Abad in Leverisa is quite compacted with residences, which makes it quite impossible for an MRF to be established. However, in connection with other barangays around the area, and with the help of bigger sectors of the government, as well as private sectors, there would always be a possible way to have a space be available to put it up. According to the interviewed residents of Barangay 713, having this MRF would most likely encourage users to send their waste there for them to be put to good use. This would also uplift their knowledge in the segregation of waste and its benefits for human health and environment as well. Yet, there still may be instances wherein not 100% of the barangay will cooperate with the strict implementation of this project. The group suggests for barangay officials to place fines or penalties for every waste seen outside their home, and for improper segregation between biodegradable and non-biodegradable waste. Adding to this, the barangay could also give credit, which may come from the generated funds of the MRF, and recognition to those who regularly use this facility until the end of each year. With these strategies, the citizen will most likely uphold to this program. Adding incentives for the compliance of a project may be deemed effective for citizens to act upon this. However, there are instances wherein they would abuse the chance. In this case, residents may produce their trash intentionally or get the trash of others just so they could achieve the quota for having the most materials given to the MRF. This is quite similar to having the Cobra effect, wherein the solution to a problem makes the problem even worse. Another case would be the mentality of pushing one's trash away from their area to their neighbors, so as one wouldn't generate fines. These acts are a form of dishonesty and must not be tolerated just because of having the implementation with incentives and fines.
Hi, ako nga pala si Carl Vinduan and kasama kong aking team para masosolusyonan yung problema sa Liberisa. So base sa interview na ginawa ng aming isang miyembro, nakita namin na walang segregation schedule tsaka pick up schedule ng mga basura. Kung kailan lang ma-pick up yung mga basura, hindi pa yung nakaseparate into non-biodegradable, biodegradable at yung pwede rin na non-recyclable waste. Maaari kasi na hindi maalam yung mga residente doon na kung ano yung tamang segregation. Example na lang kung paano mag-segregate ng plastics. Kasi may iba-ibang types ng plastics from 1 to 6. And meron pa rin other plastics. Ang solusyon ko dito, gumawa ng app para ma-inform yung mga tao doon. Hindi lang ma-inform, kundi ma-monitor yung progreso ng pagkuha ng basura at pagtapon ng basura. Pati na rin yung pag-easiness ng pagbigay ng incentives. So, plano kong gawin itong app kasama ang aking mga team and in conjunction din sa mga solusyon na previously na-discuss na nila. So, base sa interview na ginawa ng aming team, hindi natin makukuha kung ano yung exact amount ng tao dun sa komunidad na maalam talaga sa segregation techniques. I-assume na lang natin na dahil nga hindi maayos yung waste management system sa barangay, wala silang collection schedule, i-assume natin na konti lang yung may alam sa segregation techniques. So, ang aim ng app na to ay paramihin yung mga tao na mas marunong sa segregation techniques. Isa pa, yung pag-monitor ng trash nila, kailangan rin natin malaman kung gaano karami yung volume ng waste na nag-generate para na rin makuha kung ano yung mga pwedeng steps para ma-minimize yun or kung ano yung mga specialized materials na pwedeng ma-recycle pa. So, ang unang feature ng app na to ay yung pagtulong sa mga residente upang malaman yung proper segregation techniques. Sa una, ang pagko-collection ng basura ay nadidivide sa non-biodegradable waste at biodegradable waste. Ngunit, para mas mapabilis yung sistema ng MRF at makakuha na rin at mas marami yung volume na hinahandle ng MRF, maaaring magsimula na yung segregation sa mismong bahay ng mga residente. Ang maaaring idagdag sa segregation technique na to sa mga residente ay yung pagdagdag ng recyclable waste. O ang recyclable waste, pwede rin siya ma-divide into different, example na lang, mga papel, mga plastic, at mga electrical equipment. Sa pagdagdag ng recyclable waste, mas mapapadali nga yung flow ng materials papunta sa MRF. Ang isa pang benefit ng feature na to ay maaring itong app na to i-inform yung mga residents kung anong yung mga
pwedeng changes sa segregation schedule or sa waste collection schedule. Pwede mag-announce yung mga barangay officials, and doon malalaman ng mga residente na kung kailan talaga magtatapon ng kind ng basura na to sa kung anong oras. Ang pangalawang feature ng app na to ay yung pagmo-monitor ng mga barangay officials dun sa dumadaloy na waste sa kanilang komunidad. Una, maaari malalaman nila kung ano yung amount ng waste na nag-generate dahil nga sa pag-identify ng mga residente sa tulong ng app na to kung anong kind ng waste na tinatapon nila. Although importante pa rin yung disiplina sa mga residente sa pagtapon nila ng basura sa proper segregation nila, maaaring bigyan natin ng incentives yung mga residente sa proper segregation sa tulong ng app na to. Dahil nga namomonitor natin yung amount ng waste, maaaring bigyan natin ng incentive yung pinakamalaking nakuha ng recyclable waste. Dahil nga yung recyclable waste, pwede natin mabenta pa to sa outside sources. Ang success ng implementation application na to ay nakadepende dun sa amount ng mobile phone users sa community. Hindi namin nakuha yung exact amount ng mobile phone users, pero maaari namin na mahinuha na most of them may mobile phone dahil sa nakuha namin na statistic na 69% ng Filipinos sa 2019 ay meron ng mobile phones. Ang additional survey na maaaring igawa dun sa digital awareness or kung gaano sila maalam dun sa paggamit ng phone. Kasi pag hindi sila masyado maalam sa phone, pwede namin i-tailor sa needs nila yung parang user interface ng application na to.
One of the major contributors of water pollution is wastewater that come from different households without the proper treatment and goes back to different bodies of water, which causes devastating effect to it. According to the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, there were about 233,000 informal settlers, families that living near or along waterways, that most of sewerage system or their waste lead back to the bodies of water. And most of these residents have sewage system that directly went to the river, whereas the endpoint of this given river is Manila Bay. And based on our research and interviews, Liverisa and their residents or household, cut ko na lang yun.
Cut.
The solution that we offer to the community, una ay yung septic tank at pagkakaroon ng sewage system para sa community. Septic tank, ginagamit yun para i-separate yung mga solid waste dun sa wastewater, tapos yung matitira doon, yung effluent, dediretso siya sa waste water treatment. So kailangan yung sewage system na merong tatlong parts, yung primary, yung secondary, tsaka tertiary. Primary, ginagamit para tanggalin yung mga physical waste tulad ng mga malalaking waste. Tapos second, biological. So medyo kailangan ng mga microbes. It's either aerobic or anaerobic para tanggalin naman yung mga biological waste na mayroon sa wastewater. Then lastly is yung tertiary. Ito yung gumagamit ng mga chemicals para i-purify yung water. So gumagamit dito ng mga chemicals, pwedeng ion synthesized para malinis talaga yung water. So ang problema lang sa solution na to, it would cost very much maraming pera. Tapos medyo matagal, so mga 3 to 5 years yung paggawa ng una, yung septic tank. So kailangan yung specific place dun sa, let's say sa Liverisa, kung saan itatayo. Pangalawa naman is yung sewage system o yung wastewater treatment. Kinakailangan ng medyo malaking budget. So dun based sa study, we're about like 2 million kung medyo maliit pa lang yun. Pero like yung long-term effect is makakatulong talaga dun sa community. Bakit? Kasi halimbawa, yung mga waste na galing sa kanila, di ba binanggit kanina, merong almost 1 million people na nakatira dun sa community. So malaking tulong yung mga waste na galing sa kanila. Tapos kapag na-separate, nagkaroon ng proper waste segregation, tapos nagkaroon din ng distribution, tamang distribution, makakatulong yun. So, yung isang in-offer namin, bukod dun sa other solutions na binigay ng mga kasama ko, I think, pinakamaganda is pagkakaroon ng septic tank and sewage system. Kasi ito is long-term solution para sa problema ng environment.
Hello everyone, I am Dr. Kurt Anthony S. Ramos, specialized in internal medicine And you can find me at St. Luke's Hospital Global City. I would like to share with you what I have observed when I went to Liveriza Street, where there was the polluted river found there. So the problem that I will be focusing on is about the health hazards that are present in Liveriza Street. Well, I've talked to some locals there, and they said that the rampant diseases that they have been experiencing there is two, dengue and diarrhea. So dengue, they said maybe 1 out of 5 children have been experiencing dengue in their area. So I would like to say that dengue is it's a very critical disease, and it can even kill people. And the solution that I would want to pursue there is to clean the river, because the river is the root cause of the mosquitoes. I would want to destroy the stagnant water there. I would want to make it free flowing, and that is through cleaning the sewage system. And that can be achieved by minimizing the waste and managing the waste. Because if there is no waste in the river, there won't be any clogging. As a doctor, it is very, very critical to have stagnant water in your place, because it will accumulate larvae and bring more mosquitoes, and it will spread the disease of dengue. And I would also want to push through, maybe because there are already mosquitoes present, it would be good to have pest exterminators to go there, because with that it will minimize the mosquitoes in the area. With this, it will destroy the mosquitoes, and the children can play outside already. And also, it would be good to have a medical mission there, so that the people will be aware with their diseases if they have any. Because when you have a disease, it will weaken your immune system, and that will then make you prone to dengue. It will make you prone to other diseases as well. With that, the medical mission, we can provide medicines, and that will prevent the other diseases to contaminate the other people there. So next is diarrhea. Diarrhea is very crucial to kids, because it can dehydrate the kid, and it will weaken the kid and even other people. So with this, my solution as a doctor, I would say that it would be easier if we can have seminars to the people there, because with this, the seminar will focus on sanitation. With sanitation, they can be taught to wash their hands before eating, or how to wash properly their dishes. With this, it will minimize the bacteria and will not affect the children or even the people there. Another is also to minimize the waste and manage their waste well, because if you don't manage your waste well, the bacteria will pile up and it will contaminate the area. So for me, it would be easier if they should know how to manage their waste, so that the bacteria will not stay there and pile up, because it is very critical for bacteria to go there. And also, as well, I would also want to push through the medical mission, because with this, they will be aware with their diseases, and when they are going to be aware with their diseases, they can take medicines and prevent them from worsening, because with this, as I have said, the immune system will weaken, and they will be prone to the diseases, which means that they would be very vulnerable in the area to other diseases as well. So I think that's it for my problem, and that's my proposed solutions to the problem. I'll get back to my work, because I think the operating room is now ready. Thank you.
Aside Aside from the strict implementation of the local policies, we also propose a no segregation, no collection policy, which is also implemented in Cebu City to be strictly enforced in the area. This policy has been effective for Cebu for years now, as they are still considered to have the best practice in terms of decentralization of composting as well as recovery systems of their solid waste management program. Another example of a good and organized practice in solid waste management in the Philippines is Santa Rosa Laguna's Basuranihan. This includes people or organizations who register to carry recyclable waste products during the monthly Basuranihan Day with the municipality's Environmental and Natural Resources Office. These recyclables are then marketed to their preferred junk shop and points are obtained at the same time. Accumulated points constitute different awards for the respondents. And in addition to the information dissemination methods mentioned earlier, we also suggest Lavarisa to hold seminars and activities such as Eco Service Program, which is also conducted in Marikina City, Philippines, to increase consciousness among kids and adolescents about the significance of adequate waste management by enabling them to engage in their recyclable business. Local government units should be able to enforce laws on cleanliness and sanitation, solid waste management, and other environmental matters. And as residents, instead of seeing proper waste management as a mandatory exercise, they should see it as a means of creating for its people a more modern and healthy municipality. The public should engage actively and learn from the most efficient procedures. Cleanliness begins with one's own house, and exercising waste segregation can go a lengthy way to maintain the community.
With the implementation of the MRF as an aid for waste segregation, residents, especially from Barangay 713, have found it beneficial as people would start sending plastic bottles as a start. Many were also glad to know that this facility could help the barangay earn funds that could support them with their community's needs. However, there are some in the area who are not fully aware of what an MRF is and how it does and where is it located. It is best for the barangay officials to highly encourage every resident in that area and let them know what is it for and who may benefit from it. In this way, they would not only be able to help themselves but the environment as well. As a start, Barangay 713 has a mini MRF in place that suits only for plastic bottles. As more materials would come in, the MRF would need much more space to take up, which is deemed impossible for that residential area. Starting up an MRF is also quite costly, in which a small barangay may have a hard time funding this, as expected costs are at around 350,000 to 400,000 pesos. Having this, the barangay would go in coordination with other barangays around that area, the mayor, and if possible, private sectors so as to permit the possibility of establishing an MRF within the vicinity as mandated in RA 9003. So as for citizens to go all out in contributing to the segregation and to the MRF, the suggestion of having penalties and fines and incentives is feasible as long as citizens would not abuse this chance. By taking the strict implementation of the MRF a step at a time could help in achieving a goal of a cleaner and habitable environment that each of the citizens deserve. It must begin from one's own dedication for it to go a long way, to which the future could also benefit from it.
So to recap sa mga sinabi ko kanina, ang plano namin gawin ay ang pag-implement ng mobile phone application sa community. Makakatulong ito sa mga residents sa paraan ng pag-i-inform sa kanila kung ano yung tamang segregation ng waste. Maaaring makatulong din ito sa mga barangay officials para ma-monitor yung gaano karami yung waste na na-generate ng mga residente. At maaaring matulungan din ng mga residente kung kailan yung waste segregation, yung waste collection schedule. At sa uli, yung makakatulong ito sa incentivization na plano rin gawin ng isa sa mga team members ko. So ang kulang ang kailangan gawin ng team na to upang successfully ma-implement, kailangan namin makuha ng survey kung gaano karami yung percentage ng mobile phone users sa community. maaari namin makuha yung percentage ng tao na bihasa sa paggamit ng mobile phone. Sa tulong na yun, maaari namin ma-tailor yung user interface ng application para mas madali nila magamit.
As a conclusion, hindi lang limited yung solution na yun para dun sa mga residents and dun sa mismong community. Apektado din yung mga malalaking facilities tulad ng mga malls, ng mga condominiums na malapit dun sa mismong estero. Bakit? Kasi halimbawa, yung isang news, merong 2 facilities, restaurant na pinasara, and isang wastewater treatment malapit sa Manila Bay dahil yung ina-excrete nila na wastewater ay nakaka-affect at nag-produce ng mas maraming coliform, kaya naging polluted yung Manila Bay. So basically, yung mga malalaking companies din, tsaka yung mga facilities na malapit dun sa estero, sa Riverisa, is kailangan din na parte nung pagkakaroon ng septic tank at saka sewage system. Tapos next naman, kailangan meron ding knowledge and idea yung mga tao kung ano ba yung meron na yun. So basically, dapat alam nila kung paano gamitin at para saan yun kasi maaaring isipin nila na hindi naman magagamit yun. So, dapat kailangan magkaroon ng seminar para dun sa mga residents at saka sa mga barangay officials para ma-maintain nila yung gamit nun. Tsaka lastly, kinakailangan nung pagkakaisa ng mga tao. So, pwedeng mag-offer din yung government somehow para dun sa community ng budget kasi medyo malaki para magawa yung solution na yun.
I'm back. That was one hell of an operation. For me, to conclude this, Liverisa has really health hazards in the area because it is already polluted. So with this, the bacteria will accumulate and will really be the root cause of diseases like dengue and diarrhea. For me, as a doctor, since the place is they have a good community and I think they can achieve this. In dengue, I would really push through with the fixing of the river because the river is really the root cause of the mosquitoes that will accumulate. And with this, I really want to propose to really fix the sewage system and to minimize the trash there because it is very critical for stagnant water to pile up. The river should be flowing so that the mosquitoes and the larvae will not accumulate there and will spread the disease of dengue. And for diarrhea, on the other hand, as a doctor, I would really want the people to push through with the sanitation seminar because the people are very let's say their people are unaware of how to do these things, and I would really want to push through with the sanitation because this will make sanitation a daily routine to the people and it will enable them to prevent bacteria from going into their bodies. And with this, I can say that all these solutions are not to cure, but all these solutions are to prevent. Because as a doctor, we always remember that prevention is better than cure. So thank you for listening, and I'm Dr. Kurt Anthony Ramos, signing out.
To increase
MRF would need much more space.
Space.